G'day guys, long time no see. It's John here from the Ohazassu channel, and we're back for episode number 87 of our series here on Ohazassu. So over here, as you might know if you're a regular, we speak about Japan stuff, life in Japan, little things that come up in daily life. Also, whenever I go traveling or buy something new, which is quite often, a bit more often than my budget allows, unfortunately, I like to share what I found, and I like to share little hints and tips as well. So if you're new, there's also, by the way, something called Word of the Day, which happens at the end of the episode. And that's where I introduce a Japanese word based on something that's happened during the show, during the episode. So anyway, let's dive right into it. To start off with, I want to talk about a story that I stumbled upon. Actually, it was introduced to me by a friend of mine, and it's something interesting because I have spoken about NHK fees in the past, and we've covered topics like, you know, if you don't have a TV, do you have to pay the fee? I'll actually put down a video link or somewhere up here for you if you're interested in that. The short answer is you don't have to pay the NHK fee if you don't have a device that can receive an NHK signal. But anyway, what does that have to do with today's story? Well, Ehime Prefecture announced on, let me see here, I've got it here somewhere, on March 14. And this is according to a story by iTerebi. And on March 14, apparently Ehime Prefecture announced that they had discovered that the NHK subscription fees had not been paid for how many cars? 38 cars, 38 police vehicles used for investigation purposes were apparently not paid for. Now, you might be wondering, like, why the hell is there a TV in a police car? Well, quick answer, the navigation systems inside cars usually, or some of them, can receive TV signals. And so by law, they were required to pay subscription fees for each car. So 38 cars, apparently the total of unpaid fees was 6.44 million Japanese yen, which comes to about 45,000 US dollars based on an exchange rate of about 145 yen to the dollar. Then, as if that weren't enough, they made another announcement, and they had found that other public vehicles, not from the police department, a total of 93 vehicles, were also not in contract. So they hadn't paid 8.1 million yen, which is about $55,000 US. So you're looking at about $100,000 US all up in unpaid NHK fees. So yeah, next time this topic comes up, it can actually, you know, bring up the fact that even the police department of some prefectures have failed to pay what they're supposed to pay. According to the news story, they will be paying, you know, back paying all of those missed fees. And I think I saw a couple of comments there on one of the websites where people are complaining that it's such a waste of tax money, because the police department, I think one of the excuses it was kind of alluding to was that we don't even watch TV on in those vehicles. So that's probably one of the reasons why it was overlooked. Those navigation systems are obviously used for navigation. So anyway, but I just thought that was an interesting story that I wanted to share with everyone. Next up, a coffee notebook. This thing here, like I mentioned at the beginning, whenever I get something new, I love sharing it because, and if you know me well, you know that I love a couple of things. I love stationery and I love coffee. And this one here fits into the stationery department. And it's a fantastic little notebook by a company called Edo Sports. I'll put the link down below. And it was received as a gift. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Edo Sports, or I don't even know who they are. I found them on X and on Insta, so I am following them there. Hi to you if you're watching. And once again, thank you very much. Some of you might know through some of my if you've listened to a couple of my podcasts and stuff, I used to do printing back in Australia. It was one of the things I used to do. And I can tell that this is a very high quality print. This is actually printed directly on the cover. It's not a sticker or anything. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's not a sticker. Both sides, they're actually directly printed, and it's a very high quality print, beautiful color, and the characters themselves are actually beautiful. I mean, and I love coffee, and that's why this the person who gave me this gift chose this notebook, because it combines the two things that I really, really love: coffee and stationery. And you can see on the front, the samurai character at the front here is grinding coffee in a coffee grinder, and on the back, he's drinking. So, excellent gift idea if you're into this kind of thing. It's a very high quality notebook. It's got a little strap at the front, so you can, this kind of thing. Let me see if I can, yep. And very nice product. Anyway, I'm very happy that I received that, and I'm very happy to share it with you guys. Alrighty, next up, the website. Yes, a couple of website updates for the Ohazassu website. It's actually coming along really well. I'm surprised at how much I've progressed, actually, because I wasn't expecting to get anything done during February and March. When did I put it in my goal book? I have this little goal section in my diary, and I try to just jot a couple of things down. I think it was for March, and in March my goal was to just get started on it, just setting up, the template or whatever. And I've gone way beyond that. I've actually uploaded about 20 odd episodes, and I'm in the process of kind of updating the word of the day links and adding all the relevant info. I don't actually want to publish the website until it's ready, because I don't want people to go there and then just see that, oh, there's only 10 episodes, when there's actually 87 now, including this one. So I want all of them to be available on the website, along with their word of the day words, so people can actually enjoy that and get the most out of it. As for the functionality of the website and everything, you're going to be able to search through the whole website and find things using tags and keywords. So hopefully that comes in handy. I'm actually really excited about this, because I'm not I'm not a web developer or anything like that. I do have a little bit of experience making simple websites and managing some larger websites, but just updating the content and that kind of stuff, not really making things from scratch. So it's been really exciting for me. But it's, as some of you might know, it's a very time consuming task, especially when you're dealing with 87 episodes to date. But once it's all in place, actually updating and uploading single episodes into the future, it's actually not very difficult at all. They only take about a few minutes for each one at the moment. Anyway, I hope nothing changes, and I hope it stays that way. But keep an eye out on my X feed for any updates. And thanks very much. Every now and then I've been posting something on X, and you guys are really supportive, and you give me a lot of motivation when I'm sharing what's going on in life and with the website and stuff like that. Everyone's always really supportive, so I really appreciate that. Thanks very much. Okay, next up, quickly, I don't want to make these, by the way, that's another thing I want to mention here while I'm here. I don't want to make these episodes very long anymore. I had a look back, going, when I'm making the website and looking back, I can actually see all of the past episodes that I've done at a glance, and I'm noticing that I've got some episodes there which are about 30 minutes long, and I've got a feeling that they're a bit too long. I kind of re-listened to a couple of them, and I thought, you know what, they don't need to be that long. One, they're a bit tiring to listen to if you're on the go and you just have like a spare 15 minutes, And I mean, I look at it, from my own point of view. Like when I listen to a podcast or an update or something, I'm not really able to listen to podcasts that go on for, more than about half an hour. And I mean, I'll listen to them, but I might have to skip through them a little bit, unless, I'm kind of in a situation where I'm just going to be, I'm going to let it run in the background, and that's fine too. But I just think for this kind of content, I'm kind of happy to just squeeze it into a 10-15 minute segment, and I think it's more than enough actually to put all these little bits of information in. And as for those episodes or videos and content where I visit places like the knife place that I went to in in Osaka, it's called Sakai is the name of the knife shop. I do want to keep doing those, and those might be a little bit longer or they might not. I'm not too sure, but they will be like a separate video. Obviously, they're not going to be part of these episodes where I just do share information on daily Japan life and little hints and tips and hacks and travel info and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so this is going to be probably a 10-15 minute episode. We're not going to make them too long. If you have any opinions on that, by the way, or if you have any kind of feedback, I'd love to hear from you. So feel free to drop a comment down below if that's the case. All right, quickly, Sakura season. It's been a beautiful cherry blossom season, as always, in Japan. It's fantastic every year. I managed to see the Sakura in Tsuruma Park and also in Yamazaki River, and both of those places were absolutely beautiful. I missed the peak at Yamazaki River, which is unfortunate because that place is absolutely wild. It's beautiful. When they just explode into full bloom, it's an amazing sight, and they actually do a night Sakura viewing as well with the lights and everything, and that looks absolutely amazing. But I missed it this year, but I did get to see quite a few Sakura this year at Tsuruma Park, which was again absolutely beautiful. If you follow me on X or on Instagram, you'll be able to see all of those pictures and videos of Sakura. I might put a couple up here right now so you can catch it if you're just on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the scenes from the cherry blossom viewing this year in Nagoya, Japan. Next up, quickly, I want to talk about this. This is something I spoke about on Jeff's podcast. Probably, geez, how long ago was that already? Probably about 6 months or a year. I appeared on Jeff's podcast, and he interviewed me about just stuff in Japan and life and that kind of thing. And this is one of the things we spoke about. We actually were talking about reading in Japanese and just Japanese language learning in general. And I mentioned how strongly I feel about reading in Japanese, not just for learning Japanese or for improving, your chances at passing JLPT or whatever, which is something I do want to talk about in the near future. I do want to dedicate an entire video or maybe a series of videos to that, because I could talk for hours about how to pass the JLPT. But this is something that I just want to quickly mention. Another side benefit of reading in Japanese, on top of, improving your Japanese and all that, I've actually found this book very useful. It basically translates to the 12 bad habits of the brain. And it covers things like, motivational issues, sort of attention issues, like, if you're addicted to your smartphone, which I'm guilty of, and I think a lot of us are, just looking around, you can see everyone looking at their phone all the time. So things that aren't, bad habits that we sort of fall into, and it's important to sort of be aware of them, I think, just in my personal opinion. But I also noticed my daughter is recently watching YouTube more and more, and I'm a bit worried about her because it's going to affect her studies. She's just started 6th grade in elementary school, and as a lot of you out there will know, serious study is about to start. They already need to study quite a bit, but it's nothing compared to what's coming. And I'm just kind of a little bit concerned. I don't want to deprive her of entertainment, although I do know that is the style of some parents out there who think it should just be completely eliminated. I mean, YouTube and that kind of stuff, not entertainment altogether. But it's not something I want to deprive her of if I can avoid it. And so I thought, why not? Like, why don't I sort of sit down and read this with her? It'll be good for my Japanese and also good for her Japanese reading skills and things. So we're sitting down and reading one little section at a time, one sentence at a, we alternate. So she reads one, I read one. And it's actually been a really good way to not only learn something very useful, but it helps us connect a little bit. So I just wanted to share that. I think it's something, maybe it's a technique, I guess, that even for me, it's something new. It's not something I had actually thought about before. And I was thinking the other day, how can I help her out with this YouTube addiction kind of stuff? And it just dawned on me. I was like, why don't I I sit down with her and read this book together with her. And she's actually kind of interested in this. I was kind of worried. I was like, what if she's not interested? I can't really force her to sit down with me and, and read this line by line with me. But fortunately, she's kind of interested in the content, and they actually have little cartoons on for each section, and she's really into manga and cartoons and that kind of stuff, so she always kind of looks forward to that part. Now, we've read about 3 sections or 4 sections already. When I say section, I just mean it's kind of like a spread, so it's usually just text on this side and some like a little cartoon on the other side that helps explain it visually. And we've done about 3 of those already, and she seems to be kind of interested. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. It's a 2-in-1. One, it's a good way to sort of improve your language and also your kids' language, and it's also a way to kind of connect. Actually, there's 3 things, and it's also a great way to address problems like too much smartphone usage, and it covers a lot of things. It covers smartphone usage, and it also covers things like motivational issues at work or at school, all of that kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, that brings us to, I'm at the end of the episode. Like I said, I want to keep them short and sweet, and we're here. So at the end of each episode, as I mentioned at the beginning, we do something called Word of the Day. And if you're a regular, you'll know this by now. And if you're new, we do one of these every day, and we've been doing it from the very beginning. If you want to look at all of these words on our X feed, all you have to do is click on one of the hashtags, which is Ohazassu WOTD. WOTD stands for Word of the Day, of course. And if you click on one of those, you'll be able to actually see all of our words come up in a little convenient list. And again, like I said, I'm working on a website, and when the website's done, you'll actually be able to look at the whole page, and on the page you'll actually see them all listed, and there'll be a bit of information in text as well about all of those words, and they'll also link to the episode for that word, so you'll be able to listen to the episode as well. So that's something you can look forward to. Anyway, today's word of the day is connected to our story about the NHK fees, and the word is jushinryo. Jushinryo. Jushin means reception, as in a signal, like to receive a signal, and ryo is a fee. So signal fee is today's word. Sorry, not signal fee. I should probably say reception fee, or it's probably a reception fee, signal reception fee, that kind of thing. But anytime you hear about NHK fees being mentioned, in English we just call them NHK fees, but in Japanese it's called jushinryo. So you might hear it mentioned that way. And so if you hear it next time, you'll know what they're talking about. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I look forward to catching you at the next episode. Bye for now.